Hey, what's up everyone? Adam here with brahwegotthis, and today I want to shed some light on the most recent DLC added to Elder Scrolls Online about a week and a half ago, Stonethorn. This is actually releasing on Tuesday for PS4 and Xbox, this past Tuesday, and this is the third release of the yearly chapter of Greymoor this year, and this one is a jam-packed DLC full of exciting new set changes, housing changes, and some of the most enjoyable dungeons I have ever ran. Before we get started, I do want to mention, if you want to watch me play live, I stream on twitch.tv/brahwegotthis on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can come by and ask questions, hang out, and have a great time. The link to that is in the description below. Also, if you want to join the Discord or the Guild, make sure to join via the link in the description. We have PC, NA, EU, we have Xbox and PS4 guilds running as well. Also, if you like this content, make sure to like, subscribe, and heavy attack the bell icon. This allows you to be notified when new content is uploaded, and so you can be the very first comment in the comment section. And lastly, make sure to check out our website at brahwegotthis.com. So Stonethorn is the latest DLC that has been released in ESO, and boy, it is a fiery one. If you aren't familiar with the DLC structure in ESO, typically 3 DLCs are released and an expansion each year. Those DLCs relate or progress the story of the year-long chapter regarding the expansion. So this year, it went Harrowstorm, which was the 2 dungeons and the prologue to Greymoor, the expansion, and now Stonethorn is the DLC, and there will be another in Q4 coming up. Stonethorn is available via ESO Plus. If you've got that here, you can see you get DLC access, or you can buy it from the actual Crown Store for 1,500 crowns. This will give you 2 new dungeons and collectibles to earn. But even if you don't have Stonethorn, the game was updated with some very cool changes. The first of which is item set changes, which I want to share with you now. I'm going to go through some sets that I think you should have on your radar to try out or see if they pique your interest. These are going to be some sets that may shift the meta a little bit in some ways, so just keep your eye on this. I'm telling you, these sets are going to be pretty cool, and there were a lot of support sets that were buffed, in my opinion, in this patch, so I like that because I love healing in this game. But the first set is Medusas. This could potentially become the best in slot for Magicka DPS, as it adds all spell critical now, and it gives minor force at all times. And that is insane. The minor force thing is great. The spell critical is great. And you may ask, like, well, this is a heavy set, so shouldn't we not wear this if we're a Magicka DPS? So what you can do is actually wear like a chest piece and a leg piece and 3 jewelry if you'd like. Then you can wear light monster helm and shoulders if you'd like to do that. That's a way you can kind of get around that. This set is farmable though from the Arx Corneum dungeon, so it's not very hard to get. You can do that on normal, so definitely take a look at that set coming up because I think it's going to be really good. The next set is also from this dungeon, and that is Lamia's Song. This could be a solid set for healers and tanks when you use the ultimate, so maybe a Nord tank with insane ulti regen could utilize this set. It gives max magicka, it gives magicka recovery, max magicka, and then when you use an ultimate ability, you and your group members within 20 meters of you heal for 25 health and restore 25 health and stamina per point of the ultimate's cost. So you could just spam ultimates, basically, I feel like, with a Nord, and this could seriously be a really, really cool set, maybe for like a support build. The next set is Pillar of Nirn. This one is an awesome one too, and I didn't really pay attention to this one before, but this could be a great stamina DPS set for some fun builds. And not saying you're going to get the best results with this, but sets like this are very underrated in my opinion, and this is just sounds like a really, really fun set to use. So you get max stamina, you get weapon critical, and you get weapon damage, and then when you deal damage, you create a fissure underneath the enemy after 1 second, dealing 4,718 physical damage to all enemies within 2.5 meters and causing them to bleed for an additional 23,590 physical damage over 10 seconds. This effect can occur every 10 seconds. That sounds freaking awesome, chat. Like, I love sets that do cool abilities like that have like animations and stuff like that. I think this set could be really cool and could deal a lot of damage. Again, it might not be top meta, but I think it could be really fun. This set is farmable in Falkreath Hold DLC dungeon. The next set is Prayer Shawl. So with this set, this helps people, I think, if they struggle with overhealing, which I think a lot of people do when they first start healing, because it's really easy to overheal in this game. You don't have to heal as much as you think you do. This actually kind of rewards you for it. You give that ally a shield that can occur every 2 seconds. I actually really like this set a lot for beginner healers. It isn't a bad set. This is farmable in Spindle Clutch 1 and 2, but I mean, you get max magicka, you get spell damage, and you get magicka recovery. And then again, when you overheal yourself or an ally, you grant them a shield that absorbs 4,997 damage for 6 seconds. That can occur every 2 seconds. I mean, that seems like you could have this up almost all the time. So this seems like a really cool set. I would take a look at it. I really, really like it. So again, it's very easy to farm it. It's in Spindle Clutch 1 and 2. Deadwater Guile is the next set, and I think this would be a fun stamina set for people that want to spam ultimates. If you can get this to proc the right way, then you could have insane ultimate regen on trash mobs. Something to look at potentially for sure if you want that. You see that it has a weapon spell, or not weapon spell damage, it has weapon damage, maximum health, maximum stamina, and then weapon damage again. And when an enemy dies within 2 seconds of being damaged by you, you gain 15 ultimate. That seems insane. If you're in a trash mob, you could just gain your ultimate back almost instantly, probably. So this could be really interesting. I'd like to see someone make a build with this. So we'll see what happens, but I really, really like this set. This is farmable via the Overland in Murkmire DLC zone. The next set is the Berserking Warrior set. This is part of Advancing Yokida. This is farmable in Helra Citadel Trial, which is in Craglorn. This was buffed for stamina DPS classes. I believe that this was actually a really good set a long time ago, but it got nerfed. And so I think this is going to be a stamina set that a lot of people are going to be using, potentially. This is, again, farmable in Helra Citadel. This shouldn't be too hard to proc either. Literally, you just have to do melee damage, which for stam characters isn't an issue at all, obviously, but it gives weapon critical, weapon damage, weapon critical, and then whenever you deal melee damage, your weapon critical is increased by 305 for 5 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. This effect can occur every half second. I mean, that seems really good, so we'll see what happens, but I think this set could be really, really good for stamina builds. Now, for the next two sets, Sororias and Reliquins, they have sort of been nerfed in a way. These are still great sets, I think, in my opinion, for stamina and magicka characters. They basically reduced the amount of stacks you could get and made them a little easier to use for players, though. So now, in my opinion, these are a little more beginner-friendly. I had this, as hard sets to use in my sets guide, my Magicka and Stamina DPS sets guide. If you guys want to check those out, the best sets for Magicka and Stamina DPS, it's in the description below. I will be doing an updated guide on that since they did do all these set changes. And I will be making a best tank and healer sets guide coming up soon. But I think that these are actually more beginner-friendly now, but they might have been nerfed in a way to where they might not have as much output of damage, but I still think they're solid sets. Again, you can farm these in the Cloud Rush trial. Now, some sets from the new dungeon that are really cool, in my opinion. My favorite out of the Stone Garden dungeon is the Elemental Catalyst set. This was insane when it first came out in the PTS, but this is a solid Magicka DPS set that whenever you deal Flame, Shock, or Frost damage, it puts debuffs on the target that increases the critical damage that they take by 9% max, so 3% for each element. So this makes it to where you could farm a really cool build around this doing elemental damage to your enemies, but also debuffing them for your teammates, i.e. Force Shock does all three at once, baby. I also think this would be a fun build or set on a healer. But you have to get super sweaty as a healer to keep this up every 3 seconds. But one can dream right, and I like healing super sweaty, so I'm not going to lie. I might try that for a build. But I absolutely love this set. You will be seeing builds, hopefully, from me with this set. The next one is Arcasis Genius set. This could be a cool tank set with when you drink a potion, you give ultimate to your teammates. So you could use this before a boss fight and give someone their ultimate right off the bat. But again, I don't know. I'm not really a theory crafter, but I think that this could be a potential really awesome tank set. This is in the Stone Garden dungeon as well. Lady Thorn is a new monster set, and it's freaking awesome. This gives max health, and the two-piece is casting an ability that costs health spawns a blood ball for 10 seconds. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. You or an ally near the blood ball can activate the Sanguine Burst synergy, dealing 5,000 disease damage to nearby enemies and applying Major Maim for 5 seconds, decreasing their damage done by 30%. Enemies can only receive Major Maim from Sanguine Blood once every 30 seconds. So, we'll see how this goes. I think this could be a really, really cool tank monster set. However, you can only give them Major Maim, I guess, every 25 seconds because it lasts for 5 seconds, and then you can only get it every 30 seconds from Sanguine Burst. But the actual Sanguine Burst synergy seems really cool too. So I don't know. We might see this in a tank build. I would love to try this out on one of my tanks. I think it could be really fun to use, but I think this will be a cool set, and it could be a solid set. The last set I want to talk about is Mechanical Acuity. This is a craftable set, and it gives insane critical strike chance for certain builds. I think this is a solid beginner set now, since it's always been craftable at CP160, but it now, I think, could be used into the end game as well. But that 100% crit strike chance is amazing. That means every 13 seconds you could have this up, if my math serves me correctly, so someone correct me if I'm wrong there. The next big update was character pathing for housing. This is freaking awesome, y'all. What this is it brings life to your house now. You can path NPCs that you have, or mounts or pets to walk to certain paths or random paths throughout your house. So you see here my merchant is walking on a path. Someone did that in our guild. They're trolling me. They love to troll me. But over here, you also see that I have my nightmare horse walking around the crafting tables, and it walks around up here, and it goes through the gate. And so this is something that is so freaking cool. It has some really cool options that you can customize your house even further. And if you're interested in entering our monthly housing contest, we just had our first one this past week on stream. We do it at the end of the month, on the last stream of the month. And it went super well this time. So if you guys want to join those, you guys can. But as you see, if you go into the housing, you'll see the paths right here. You can edit the nodes. You can do precision edits. You can do either walking speed. You can do jog, run, sprint, walk. You can do wait times. I think you can do random paths as well. But it's really, really freaking awesome, y'all. If you go to path settings, you can see right here, pathing type, ping pong, loop, random. It's freaking crazy, y'all. So pathing is something I'm super excited about, and they're actually going to be adding something even more awesome to housing. I think it's going to be called house guests. Those are going to be coming out as well later on, but this is really cool, y'all. So check it out. Another update is they switched Vigor with rapid maneuver in the PvP lines. They did this, I think, to help the leveling experience better, they said, and it helps stamina characters have a self-heal now and not be as hard to gain the self-heal. But if you actually go to the Alliance War tab, you'll see that Vigor is now the first one, Rapid's the second one. Some people weren't happy about this, but if you don't have the level now for Rapids, you'll have to level up and get that. Yeah, for some stamina characters, though, you can now have Vigor, the first ability, which is really nice, but for some people, they didn't like that. But I just want to let you know that that was another update. And lastly, I want to talk briefly about the two new dungeons. The two new dungeons are Stone Garden and Castle Thorn. I'm not going to be showing a lot of these dungeons or anything, really, because I don't want to spoil anything for any of people that are interested in the story or that, just don't want things spoiled with it. And so my opinion on these dungeons, they are two of my most favorite dungeons in the game. I would say Stone Garden might be one of my favorite dungeons in the game now. The design for Stone Garden is just so freaking cool. Like, the dungeon designer or the dungeon design team, whoever does that, does an absolutely amazing job. I personally love like the alchemist looking like style, like the mad scientist kind of theme going on through Stone Garden. I think it's just an absolute masterpiece when it comes to design. And I love how they've made these DLC dungeons just so challenging yet fun, and just like an adventure through them. I mean, they're so fun to play. And then for Castle Thorn, I thought I was literally playing like Bloodborne in ESO. Like, This dungeon is so eerie, but so cool. It feels seriously like Bloodborne or like Dark Souls or something. I thought this dungeon was really fun as well. The final fight is really interesting, and I'm just excited to see what more what other types of things they can think of when it comes to DLC dungeons, because they just keep adding some really awesome ones. But these two are some of my favorite ones to do in the game. I mean, they look beautiful. They're awesome. The mechanics are fun. They're unique. They're challenging, and that's what I look for in dungeons. I want a challenge, and they're freaking awesome. So again, these are the two new dungeons for the DLC. But that's going to wrap up the video, y'all. I hope that this video helped. If you'd like me to do more videos like this on DLCs that are released or expansions and stuff, I will. I know this one's a little late. I know this was released about a week and a half ago for PC, but I wanted to get this out for all of you because in case you were wondering what was coming in this DLC, I wanted you all to know that. So again, I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, share, heavy attack that bell icon. Let me know if you want me to do these in the future. And again, you can always come by and ask questions on twitch.tv/brahwegotthis Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is in the description. You can join our guild and Discord. The link is in the description for that as well. And our website, brahwegotthis.com, and all the socials are there as well. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to the new patrons this week. That is Hanson and Kurt. Thank you for joining the Patreon, and thank you to all my other patrons that support the channel. If you'd like to become a patron, you can check out the Patreon in the description, where I have all the perks and tiers down below. We have early access and much more that you can get access to for my videos and other items. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. Just remember, y'all, have faith, be great, and I'll see you on ESO.